Speaking of gone knees, agenda. What's number one on the agenda? The claw. Kawhi Leonard. Wow, what is happening there? I think the boy should just retire, man. I think Kawhi should just retire. It's time, right? You remember that shot that he made? Remember that shot? Boom! God, he did the squat. He did the squat. And the ball went clank, clank, clank. Boom! Man, Jerry Jones makes no sense right now. Right now, Jerry Jones is that boss who's just making all the wrong moves. But because it's his house, he ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't gonna say nothing. Berkeley's house. Tom Brady is now an owner. Yeah, Tom Brady. Although we already know that he owned a couple franchises in the league. What was that? Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yeah. I know I'm gonna do this twice a week, but anyway, first of all, what's this? Who's this? Who's this ridiculously gorgeous young man on your screen? It is Mukundi with a fresh cut. That's who. This cut is 24 hours old, my friend. Thank you very much. Anyway, so there's been a change to the mandate. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna do this twice a week now. I'm gonna try to do this twice a week. Get used to this face. Get used to my voice, and buckle up, man. I think we're gonna enjoy the ride. We're gonna have a great time. And I talk sports. Still, I talk sports. And I'm not just gonna talk about the games anymore. So for the past 8 weeks, by the way, 8 episodes, baby. 8 episodes. How are you, by the way? Are you well? Are you fine? Angie, are you fine?
I'm good, man.
Good. And I hope you're well too, my friend. You can just tell me down there, Mukundi, I'm fine. I'm well. Did you see what's happening in the NBA? Lonzo Ball is back, and the world is such a better place with Lonzo Ball in the NBA. However, as I was saying, so usually for the past 8 weeks, I just talk about the games, the matches, the fights, whatever you want to call it. And I never really get a chance to talk about the business side of things, the drama. I never get to talk about contracts. I never get to talk about injuries or anything like that. So that's what this will serve. Gonna be around the same time frame. Gonna drop it twice a week, and we will have fun. And without further ado, let us get things started. Okay, I told you, Lonzo is back in the league, which is fun. It's amazing. He's worked on his shot. His shot is flowing now. He even got a block on it wasn't KD, but he got a block, and that was fun. And he's making shots. I don't know if he's gonna be the same defensive player that he was, because that knee's gone, man. That knee's gone. Speaking of gone knees, agenda. What's number one on the agenda? The claw. Kawhi Leonard. Wow, what is happening there? I think the boy should just retire, man. I think Kawhi should just retire. It's time. 2-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, 2-time defensive player of the year, one of the best defensive players of his generation, one of the best players of his generation. When he's on the court and when he's healthy, there's no debate that he's a top 10 player in the league. However, he's never healthy. He's not. Kawhi hasn't played a full season in at least 5-6 years. Kawhi's knees have been going. He's been an LA Clipper for 5 years now. They have not done anything. This is Kawhi Leonard, the gold standard. He's won championships on every team he's been on until he got to the Clippers. And his knees gave out, his legs gave out. And it's sad to watch. I take no joy in talking about this because I love watching Kawhi play. I love him. He's a great player, a great guy. He's a fun guy. And he's a phenomenal player. He has what I think is probably the second best mid-range shot in the league after KD, although Devin Booker may have something to say about that now. But when Kawhi is playing, he's unstoppable. He's a monster. The problem is he never plays. The Clippers have not had a full playoff run with a healthy Kawhi. Every time they get to the playoffs, Kawhi is hurt. God forbid PG gets hurt too. And it's sad. I feel sorry for Steve Ballmer. I remember the day Steve Ballmer was announcing that Kawhi and PG are joining the team, and he was so happy. He was hyped. He was saying, let's go. Let's do this. Let's win. And unfortunately, man, it went left. Kawhi has underperformed. And don't get me wrong, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I don't think he's choosing to get hurt. I don't think he's choosing to get hurt. I don't think he's choosing not to play, even though sometimes he does, because he does have, in his contract, he does have load management as part of his contract. He misses games. But I think the Clippers got the short end of the stick, unfortunately. When they signed Kawhi Leonard, it was championship or bust. He was coming off a great season in Toronto, got them their sole championship. It has to be the greatest one-and-done season in NBA history. Listen, who else could have done that? It has to be the greatest one-and-done season of all time. Unfortunately, it also happens that, well, fortunately for him, but unfortunately for the rest of the league, things had to be in such a way. So many things aligned for him. So many things went right for the Raptors, and so many things went wrong for other teams. And they got their championship. Nobody counted on LeBron going to the East, going to the West. And now the East was anyone's game. Everybody could finally get a chance to go to the finals because LeBron is not in the East anymore. He made Embiid cry, and then he stopped Giannis, and then he got to the conference finals. Oh, man, speaking of he made Embiid cry, do you remember that shot that he made? Remember that shot? Boom! God, he did the squat. He did the squat, and the ball went clank, 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 clank. Boom! Ah, man, what a great time. Shout out Kawhi Leonard. He gave us the greatest shot in NBA history. The only shot in NBA history, the only Game 7 buzzer beater. Yeah, check it out. The only Game 7 buzzer beater in NBA history, Kawhi Leonard. And that was one of the best title runs of all time that I've seen. Up there with Dirk. And he needs to retire. Unfortunately, there's nothing left now. He can't keep doing this, man. We can't keep doing this as well. It's a toxic relationship that we're in as NBA fans with Kawhi Leonard, because he looks great in the regular season when he does play. He looks amazing, and he comes through, and he's making the shots, and he's playing great defense. And then the postseason comes, Kawhi is not there. Kawhi is hurt. Kawhi is somewhere rehabbing his knee. And it's always the knee, man. So unfortunately, I think it's time. It's time. And it's going to be sad if he does come back to play. It'll be interesting to see how he plays at the Clippers without Paul George, but he does have James Harden now. They lost Russell Westbrook. He's in Denver now, so I'm excited to see how that's going to work out. But it's a very interesting combination, Kawhi Leonard with James Harden. Ty Lue is still going to coach his ass off. I trust in Ty Lue. He's a great coach. But we shall see how that goes. Staying in L.A., the Lakers. I'm going to say this. LeBron James needs to go to the G League. Junior. LeBron James Jr. needs to go to the G League. There's no other way around it. I mean, he might just be a great player. Hater. And his dad, I don't care. Damn. I don't care. I'm speaking facts right now. Listen, I'm not expecting a lot out of him. I'm not expecting him to move a mountain. He's a 55th pick. What 55th pick do you know in the past couple of years or in NBA history? NJ, who do you know that was selected number 55 in the draft?
No one.
Exactly. So it's not without merit. Listen, he's in the league. Great. His dad probably, pressed some buttons and did some things for him to get in the league, which is fine. I believe I'm all for nepotism because, hey, man, how else are we going to eat? It's unfortunate that my parents didn't leave me with nepotism. They just gave me a great work ethic and great. I guess we'll make that work. But LeBron James Jr. needs to go to the G League. It's time. Let's be honest. And he needs to go to the G League for at least a year, work on his craft, work on his skills, and get that athleticism. He's a very athletic young man, but he needs to make it work for him. He needs to get the shot right. He needs to get his defense right. And his basketball IQ is there, because I don't believe your name can be LeBron James, even if it's LeBron James Jr., but you can't be LeBron James and not have some sort of crazy basketball IQ, especially given what household he grew up in. It's a given. That one is a given. So we'll need to see. But he needs to go to the G League, work on his craft. Otherwise, the Lakers are doomed. Because shout out D'Lo, but we know whose spot he's going to take on the team. Yeah. D'Lo.
Where D'Lo at?
He's putting up shots. I'm sorry, but if Bronny's on the team, then he's going to take minutes from someone who I think should probably be on the court. And I could be wrong. This is still preseason. I'm just talking about what I've seen in preseason. You'd never know what could happen when the season actually starts. He might just pick up and become the greatest 55th pick of all time. Just like Jokic. Nobody expected Jokic to be what he is. He was a second-round pick. You know what was airing when Nikola Jokic got drafted? A Taco Bell ad. Yes. His name was just there on the bottom of the screen. Just Denver Nuggets pick Nikola Jokic from Serbia. And it was during a Taco Bell ad. And look at him now. Probably the best player in the league. I'll leave that to you to decide. So, crazy times in the NBA. We move to the other league, the National Football League, where it is peak season time now. It's week 7. We're approaching week 7, and I'll discuss the games in the next episode because you know how it goes. One for the games and one for the business, like I said. Speaking of the business, Jerry Jones. How about them Cowboys? Jerry Jones makes no sense right now. Right now, Jerry Jones is that boss who's just making all the wrong moves. But because it's his house, you ain't gonna say nothing. Whose house is it? Jerry's house. Yeah. He's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. He's the GM of the Dallas Cowboys. And he was interviewed after that beautiful birthday present that the Detroit Lions gave him by beating the Cowboys 47-9. They said happy birthday. Imagine on your birthday, your team gonna get their asses whooped, but that's what happened. And the reporters asked Jerry, they said, Jerry, what do you think needs to happen? What are you gonna do to battle what's happening right now? And he lost his mind. He said, I can get someone else to come ask me these questions if you're not going to ask me the right questions. But I thought that was the right question. I mean, what's the point of hiring a reporter or a journalist if you're going to tell them what to do, if you're going to tell them what to ask you, if you're going to tell them what to say? Are you a journalist or are you just Jerry's mouthpiece? And as the GM, you chose to be there. You chose to go talk. You could have hired a GM and then he could have done all the talking, and you could have just sat there in your helicopter or up there in your suite and just watched the games. But no, you chose to be hands-on. And I said last time, that worked well in the 90s. You managed to get Playmaker, you managed to get Primetime, and you won 2 Super Bowls out of it. But the past is the past, and Jerry is old. Unfortunately, we all know it. The older you get, the processing, your brain processing is not the same. And he's part of the old guard as well. So there's that as well. So he's just out here just making moves that make no sense. Because he could have gotten a running back. The thing is, everything that's going wrong in Dallas right now is not any player's fault. I've told you this already. Everything that's going on in Dallas is not Dakota DeQuavius Prescott's fault. It's not CD Lamb's fault. It's name? Dakota DeQuavius Prescott. It's not his fault. It's not Michael Parsons' fault, who is injured and hasn't played in a couple of weeks, and that's probably affecting them. It's Jerry Jones' fault. Everything that's happening in Dallas right now is because of Jerry Jones. What did he do? Or rather, what didn't he do? He didn't get Derrick Henry. He could have signed Derrick Henry $8 million at most. $6 million because in Texas, there's no income state tax. So that $8 million that he's getting in Baltimore, he could have just, 2 of that is going to tax anyway. So he could have just gone to Dallas and gotten 6 straight. And everybody would have been happy. However, they're stuck with a returning Ezekiel Elliott who's not doing anything. So your run game sucks, and you can't even stop the run when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. So what are you going to do? Nothing. And he gave Dak Prescott, listen to this. I think I wouldn't say he deserves it, but I'm not mad at Dak getting the money he got. Dak has a 4-year, $240 million contract, including a fat $80 million signing bonus. Now, out of that 231 million of that is guaranteed, and he's going to have an annual salary of $60 million. On the other side, CD Lamb, who is their best receiver and I think is worth the money. I'm going to sit. CD Lamb is worth the money. That boy got glue on his hands. He signed a 4-year, $136 million contract. And $100 million of that is guaranteed. And he's going to get $38 million. That's a record-breaking salary for any non-quarterback, for any receiver. He's the highest paid receiver in NFL history. So Jerry's problems are very expensive problems, unfortunately. He needs to figure out a way to make this work. And I don't know why he's keeping Mike McCarthy. Insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. Mike McCarthy has been the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys for so long, and they have nothing to show for it. Not a damn thing. So I hope it works. Tom Brady is now an owner. Yeah, Tom Brady. Although we already know that he owned a couple franchises in the league. But hey, man, leave Peyton alone. Eli vindicated him, okay? Eli got some redemption for his brother. Yeah, but it's in the Peyton family, man. It's in the Peyton family. So Tom Brady owns 5% of the Las Vegas Raiders, and that comes with restrictions, which is mad because he had already signed that big contract to be part of the broadcast team. And now this restricts him. Now, here are Brady's restrictions as the owner or as a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. He's not permitted to be in any other team's facility. So if he missed the Patriots or if he missed Robert Kraft and he missed Bruce Arians, Bruce Arians retired, sorry. If he missed Todd Bowles, then he can't go back. He can't go unless they go meet up in a restaurant somewhere. He can't go sit in and practice. He's not permitted to witness the practice as well. So the Las Vegas Raiders practicing, Tom Brady can't be there. He's not permitted to attend broadcast production meetings either in person or virtually, which as a broadcaster is going to be kind of tricky. I want to see how they're going to work around that. He's prohibited from publicly criticizing game officials and other clubs. That's the one that really stood out for me because his job is literally to do that now. His job is to talk about other teams and other officials and all that. And he's subject to the NFL's gambling policy. So, yeah, those parlays going to have to stop. And he is subject to the NFL's anti-tampering policy. So he can't use his name and his leeway as Tom Brady, the GOAT, to talk a player into coming through to the Las Vegas Raiders, which I think is fair. So I want to see how that's going to go. Great time. Great season up ahead. We're going into week 7 now. I want to watch the Vikings playing the Detroit Lions because I think that's the game of the week. However, I'll talk about that next time. We talked business. Yeah, we're growing. Big boy stuff. Yeah, we're talking other stuff except, outside of the game. And that's pretty cool. I need you to just, by the way, how you like this? How you like my little thing? Yeah, this was a little gift from Malume. Yeah, I got a little gift. NJ said, "You're doing so well. Congratulations. I think I'm gonna get you a little something." And he got this 3D printed for me. The magic of technology. You can print anything, not just paper. Anyway, I've talked sports and it was pretty fun. It's crazy how fast time flies. I said I was gonna talk for 10, 12 minutes. I'm going on 17 minutes now, which is crazy. I didn't even talk about everything I want to talk about. However, that just means you'll have to catch me next time. I will see you in a couple of days when I react to the games and when I talk about how the Vikings and the Lions played. I also want to see how the Packers and the Texans play. The Chiefs had a bye week. I want to see what they're going to do. I want to see how the Ravens play. It's all going to be so much fun. And I look forward to talking to you again next time on I Talk Sports. It's been your boy, Mukundi.